I have always lived in the United States, and I'm very proud of living in this country, even though we do some really crazy things. Um, One of the things, though, that as a holistic practitioner, I have started to realize is how much we disconnect from nature. And we disconnect from a lot because we have a unique lifestyle that's very busy and we like the instantaneous results and we want things done now. So we're very spoiled, is what I'm trying to say. But one of the ways that that kind of hurts us is that we disconnect from the seasons. Now, sure, we recognize fall and the crisp air, we recognize spring and the flowers growing. We recognize it because the calendar changes. We don't necessarily experience it in the way that we were designed to, and that can hurt our health. So, when you deal with holistic health, a lot of it is around bringing you back into alignment with nature. And in my mind, it speaks to the absolute necessity to live seasonally. Now, a very obvious scenario would be wintertime is a time to rest. Spring's a time to get moving. Summer is when we're peak harvesting all the good things we've grown in our life. We're aggressively working on them. And fall is the storage and preparation for rest, right? So it's very easy to see the scenario, but it's a little more complicated than that. We are each unique and we are aligned with a unique element according to Chinese medicine. And when you understand what your element is, it actually aligns to a season. And that is your season when you are most active, when you have the best energy, when you are the most creative, innovative, all the things, right? And that could be the dead of winter. It could be this peak of summer. It could be spring or fall, right? You have your own cycle that seasons can align to and support you on this energy cycle, if you will. And when you align your nutrition and your activities and your plans and your goals around this cycle, you start to unlock your unique map of how you were designed. And that in turn helps you support your health. It's a very interesting concept. And I've seen a lot of progress in using it in my own life. So, one of my element is aligning me to late spring, early summer. That's when my creativity is the highest. That's when I have the most energy. That's when I feel alive. And that bright sun is my energy source, right? Wintertime, I get slow, I get depressed, I get anxious, I don't like the dark, I feel trapped, right? All the things because I didn't learn that that is actually the time I should be resting. Yours could be completely different, right? But incorporating this into our lifestyle helps us reconnect with nature and it allows us to unlock things in our health that we can then turn to nature to get support for. Number one being energy, creativity, focus, when to create, when to dream, right? All those things start to make a lot more sense. You can call it living intuitively if you want, right? Listening to that gut instinct of yours and what is right for you. But it's on a deeper level, right? And too often, again, kind of going back to the American mentality of things, is we get excited, we want it now, we take it out of the oven too soon, and we don't align to this seasonal aspect because we go 24/7, 365 a year. And without that up and down cycle of the seasons, we miss out on the direct connection support that nature can give us. So we're missing out on a big part of our health. So, a great example of this, and I put this in the blog post if you want to read all the words for it. You live in a large city, right? You're surrounded by concrete, noise, pollution. Very little of your environment is nature based. You might have a house plant that's not doing so well. We feel harsher. We're more aggressive. We have a little more anxiety. We get stressed easily. We don't have that place we decompress, right? And you may not realize it. You It's been proven people who live in these scenarios like that in these cities, when they go to a park and it's a pleasant day and they're sitting in the park, their blood pressure goes down, their stress goes down, they feel better, right? And that's just even as a little bit of being outside in nature. They're getting recharged by the environment, by nature, the sun, and all the things in it. And imagine on a larger scale, if that happens just by spending an afternoon in the park, what can that do for your health when you really start aligning your health to seasons and what's happening in the seasons according to the pattern that's unique to you? And so there's a couple of ways you figure out your unique pattern. Number one, you get a traditional Chinese facial analysis with me, and we go through and we look for those elements and we line you up to the elements that are specific to you. Now, we all have all the elements, but you have one that's more dominant for you than others, and that becomes your primary element. And when you know that, then we know the season. We know what foods you thrive on. We know what activities speak to you, right, and get you passionate. We know when you're going to be most creative and when you need to rest. We can tell a lot about just dynamically around you. And then you plug that in to actually living it in a full year, going through all 4 seasons and aligning your health to that way, the needle moves, progress gets seen, goals get met. And all you did was start aligning to how you were naturally built in the first place. So, in the blog, I give you lots of examples of this, and I give you some guidance on eating seasonally as just a great start to experience this. Because when you nutritionally do this, even without all the other changes I talked about, you're starting to bring your body back into awareness and living for how it was designed to be. To work with me, set up time at dragonspitapothecary.com.